Well, good evening everybody, it's Wobble here. Didn't come last week, wasn't here, absolutely bonkers 2 weeks, so I thought I'd do a bit of an update. This nearly didn't happen this evening. I got home from work, because I'm back at school now, and came to set the computer up, spent an hour and a half disconnecting the program, reconnecting the program, trying different things. I was quite impressed with myself. I was Googling for England. Then gave up, finally got it working. Then Mr. B came home, so went and did tea. I thought, oh, I'm not going to get this done tonight, I'll do it tomorrow. And anyway, then he's just announced he's going to the pub with his friends, so I'm here. So what have I been doing past 2 weeks? Absolutely bonkers. So I'll run you through what I've been up to. So had a lovely day at my friend Liz's with Natalie and Jane. We have a little group called the Sociopaths, and we had a little get together, so I finished things. Really chuffed. So this is the book that I did as part of the Slow Stitch collaboration, and it's finally finished. So I'd finished stitching all the text, put all the bits in there, got all the beautiful pieces of work that everybody made, and I finally stitched everybody's names in the back. The only thing that I am going to pop in, I've just got to get rid of some of the blue writing off there. In the back I am just going to pop in everybody's details, so I might just stitch that bottom bit and then just put a big tag that you can pull out that just gives everybody's YouTube channels, stuff like that. So that's the last little bit, so really pleased with that. Just a different way of putting a book together, just a concertina, so you can still see the backs of all the pages, and with some of the spare fabric I did this little bit of like stitched bunting down the joins. So yeah, just nice, just having a bit of time just to sit and not be worried about making things for different projects and stuff like that, to actually get stuff done. So I got that finished. Then I've been developing a lot of my own work. So I've got shows coming up and work at Ripley Castle, and there's a garden centre just outside Otley that I've also got work in. So, and I've got Yarndale coming up, so I was busy making bits for that. So this is the work that I've been doing, and then I've started doing some miniature ones. So I get these tiny little wooden embroidery hoops from a lady called Sonia that's known as Dandelion. You can get them from all over, different sizes. You can have them on necklaces, put brooches on the back and things like that. So I've been busy churning those out, and then based on the 52 tag challenge, I've now finished all the brooches for Yarndale as well. So I've got my little labels on the back, and I'm going to put those onto, got some giant tags so it all fits together. So I've got the holes to put through there, and then they'll be on their tags. So it's a little tag brooch. So that was really good, just actually getting all that done. That was something that I really needed to do, and just having that time was absolutely fantastic, just to get all those bits finished. I've got to finish packaging everything now, and getting it all labelled and things like that, so that got done. Then we had our tags for the past couple of weeks. So we had the 3 buttons, and then at Fabricology, which is what was the Halifax branch of the Embroiderers Guild, now known as Fabricology. So the theme on Friday night was tags, so loads of different people did the slow stitch tags, which was lovely, actually seeing people in person. I posted quite a few pictures of everybody's tags. So there was that all going on, and then I had bank holiday weekend, that's my last weekend of the summer holidays. Before the last week of the summer, I tend to get ready for work, getting all my lessons ready and sorting my classroom out. So that weekend we had Fiona Balding that was here doing eco dyeing. So I've not done anything really with a lot of my bits and pieces, but these were some of the bits that we did. So this was the paper. This was the first thing that we got ready, and it was the most amazing weekend. It was very, very intensive, but it was like a magic trick when we started unpacking things and laying them out with all the different plants that we'd got. So we did a little bit on paper to start off with, and then we did quite a bit of paper, but then we did some layered up paper. So this was folded paper, so you end up with a mirror pattern, and Fiona talks about things being sun side up and moon side up because they give very, very different patterns depending on which side up the papers were. So these are the maple leaves that were in my garden, and we just used all sorts. I've got photographs of it all beforehand because I can't remember what all the leaves were. So I've got some absolutely beautiful prints. They remind me a little bit of those ink splodges and like, what can you see? What can you see in it? So we did that, and then just drop some stuff on the floor. Then we did a big piece of fabric. Oh, thank you. Oh, look at that wobble gob. You need a cup of coffee. I'm videoing, Harriet. You've just been on the video. That was Harriet, bless her, asking me what I'm doing. So then we've done a big piece of fabric, and this is going to be a like a tote bag, and it was just fantastic. The colours were just amazing. Somewhere, there we go, these are the handles. So they're just absolutely amazing. And so we did the paper, we did that one, and then I did a long piece of fabric. There's only a little bit of it left. I think I put a picture on my Instagram of the lampshade that I made. So that was using just loads of different plants. That might have been eucalyptus. Yeah, eucalyptus with onion skins in there. So this is the bit at the end, all the lines of the threads that you wrap round when you've wrapped it all up. So I made a lampshade out of that one. And then Fiona got us going on the next day. We started doing, God, we were doing all sorts. So this is actually a piece of leather that's had the plants laid on it, and then we used iron blankets that she'd already coloured. So there were some pinks and some blues, so we played with iron blanket. We did some eucalyptus onto a wool blanket. I think this is beautiful. I want to make this maybe into a book cover or something. It's just absolutely stunning. So we did those, and then we did a piece of silk. This actually looks better now than it did when it was wet. You couldn't really see what was going on, and that was done with an iron blanket. So you've sort of got the blanket as well, with the patterns on, the bits left over. So lots and lots of bits and pieces. I think, I don't know, I'm probably going to do a book with all the bits in. I'm not quite sure yet. And then we did, I think this is possibly logwood, where it brings the colour, comes in, it seeps in from the edges. It gives this beautiful purple indigo. So that was the bank holiday weekend, which was intense. Really, really enjoyable. My brain was totally mashed, but it was fantastic because you couldn't you were thinking, but you couldn't think. And because normally that weekend I do my thing where I end up dreaming about teaching and going to work without my knickers on and not being able to teach and ending up crying under a table. If any of you are outside there that are teachers, you'll probably know what I mean. This was just fantastic, just totally took your mind off it. And I've got some store wrapped up in the shed. I need to get myself a steamer to finish the last bits off and have a go at making an apron. So that was that weekend. Then bank holiday Monday we went to Fountains Abbey. Gorgeous walk round there, absolutely stunning. Had a fantastic time with the kids, which was brilliant. And then it was full on school, so spent hours and hours tidying and cleaning and sorting. And then last Wednesday, when I was going to do the Wobble Gob, I'd done 4.5 hours, I think, sorting out our new sixth form studio. Went and helped my friend Jane, who's doing a big clear out of her studio, so I was there for 4 or 5 hours doing that. And by the time I got home, I was exhausted. I couldn't wobble gob for England. I think it's probably the first time I've been really, really quiet. And then on the Friday last week, started getting ready for Yarndale, which is fantastic, and also a workshop. So I went over to Liverpool with Contemporary Threads, and we were doing the mini hanging workshop. So these were a couple of my samples that I took with me of little miniature hanging. So I've done this as an online workshop. I've got one later this year, but I think the online bit is full, but the in-person bit actually coming to the shed, there's still places, and then I'm doing it again, I think it's next year in May, so there's online and in-person places available again. So those were the 2 samples that I took with me, and then surprise, surprise, using the colour that I really, really don't like, I ended up doing my sample pink. I actually quite like it. I know it's really not me, not a very pink person, but I love the mucky pinks. It's more this like vintage sort of feel and things like that, so absolutely, really, well, I quite like it actually. I do quite like it. I still, you can see, I've got all the threads in. We ended up with doing a bit of tatting on there. We got lace, we did wrapped rings, Suffolk puffs. Oh, we fitted a lot into a day. It was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely loved it. And then, oh, Sunday was gardening day, so I blitzed the garden. I went out originally to split some hostas, and ended up, by the end of the day, I think I'd done 8 runs to the dump pit. Hadn't split the hostas, but had hacked a load of ivy to pieces, and my hubby did all the bits that I couldn't reach, and we got a bit carried away. I think when you get the secateurs, you do just go a little bit bonkers. And then it's been work this week back at school, so I haven't really done that much stitching this week, apart from, see, I'm saying that, apart from the stitching hour. We had our first September meeting. Oh god, I'm moving stuff now, it's probably going to fall off the worktop. Sit. Okay, so the stitching hour, let's grab my bit. We did the first one on Monday, we've got the second session next week. So the pieces that we're doing are building up really nice, and everybody's pieces are looking absolutely beautiful. So we started building on that as well. So that was the nice bit of stitching. I know I did say to everybody I'd go and do some stitching afterwards, but on Monday my brain was just absolutely dead. And yesterday it was absolutely dead. And today it's absolutely dead. So there's not much stitching going on. I think tags, I'm glad there's the tags, I can manage that. It's just a little bit and that'll just get me going. So I'm going to be getting quite a lot of stuff done. I've got my big to-do list for this Friday, trying to get everything ready for Yarndale. So I'll be sorting out all my brooches, getting the work framed or putting Petri dishes. So if you are coming to Yarndale, that'd be brilliant. If you can't get to Yarndale, they are doing Yarndale at home. So you can buy tickets to go online, and there's all sorts of things that you'll have access to. I think some of the people are doing little mini workshops and demonstrations, and you'll get access to all the websites of all the people that are going to be there. I'm really looking forward to it because it's actually going to be a show that we can go to and actually see and touch textiles. It's going to be so exciting. So there we go, that's Wobble Gob. I've had a very, very busy 2 weeks. Want to get on with some of my own work, some own stitching. I've got a few tags that I want to start doing. I've got a few ideas for those. Thank you to anybody that's bought me a cuppa or bought me some threads on the Ko-fi site. It's brilliant. It just means it just helps me continue to give these projects for free. Looking at what I'm going to do next year, it might be slightly different next year, but still wanting to share my love of stitch and passion with everybody. So keep safe. Hope everybody's well. I hope you're not melting in the heat if you're in the UK. Apparently it's all going to break a little bit this week. I don't do well in the heat. I can never work out whether it's actually hot or I'm having a hot flush or if it's a combination of the two. But anyway, I will see you again on another Wobble Gob Wednesday. I don't know if they'll be weekly, but it'll just be when I've got stuff to share with you. And just have a little bit of a chunter, really, I suppose. It's like my own therapy. I don't actually have anybody to talk to, I'm just talking to myself, but I'm imagining you sat out there listening to me and nodding away and stuff. So yeah, anyway, okay, love and hugs everybody, and happy stitching.